This is the bare minimum setup for refining and polishing metal in my opinion, and I'll note that I've removed any advanced tools including stone setting tools just so that you can get a clear idea of what your simple setup could look like at home. So I've always got my baking tray and my vise for any project that I work on, and I've got my gooseneck light, my extractor fan, my pedestal fan, and my tool mount. I replaced the tool mount that came with my rotary tool because it was cheap quality, it kept falling on me. So if you can afford to, definitely invest in a quality tool mount that will clamp onto your desk and actually stay upright. I've also got this bench peg that clamps onto my desk, and I use it to remove sprues from fresh castings using my jeweler's saw. I don't love using a jeweler's saw, so I ask my casting house to be mindful of how long the sprues are when they send my pieces back to me, but occasionally they're quite long, and that's where I'll saw them off with my regular metal blades. This is my all-time favorite tool. It's a ring clamp, so it holds the ring in place while I sand back my sprue stumps. And metal heats up quite a lot when you use a rotary tool to sand or polish, so this tool is a must-have in my opinion. I use a Dremel 3000 and it's basic and perfect for my needs, but you can always invest in a heavy-duty, jewelry-specific rotary tool, but this Dremel is a great starting point. And there is another brand, which is Duratech, if you're looking for a more affordable option. Whichever way you decide to go, make sure you grab the flex shaft. Now this is a cable that runs from the rotary tool and it allows you to hold it more like a pen. The other thing that you will need to buy is an attachment called a multi-chuck. Now this is going to attach to the flex shaft tip, and it's going to give you the freedom to use different branded drill bits. Dremel bits have their own unique size, and other brands' bits won't fit in your device without a chuck attachment. You'll need multiple sanding and emery barrels. Now you can buy these in bulk from Amazon or eBay, and you will go through them quite quickly. I also recommend getting some different sized barrels to accommodate sanding inside both smaller and larger size rings. I like to use the sponge sanding blocks as well as regular sandpaper. Now, of course, the sponge sanding blocks are more of a nice to have rather than a need, so you can just use regular sandpaper to get started. And again, you're going to go through these quite quickly and quite often, so I think buying them in bulk from a hardware store is the best way to go. I use this paintbrush to dust any debris away. You can use it to collect any metal shavings if you wanted to, as they can add up over time. I use a lightweight ring sizer to accurately measure my rings once they're back from casting. Often there is a bit of shrinkage when they return, so I'll use my mandrel to resize them, and I'll also use this to hold my rings on while polishing. This is a soft nylon hammer, and I'll use this with my mandrel to size up rings, and I'll also use it to work harden metal. I use a polishing buff and polishing compound with my rotary tool, and you do go through these quite quickly, so that's another thing you'll need to buy in bulk. The polish itself can last a long time, but just make sure you're using a polish that is suitable for the metal you are using, as it's best not to cross-contaminate between metals. After polishing, soak your piece in hot soapy water, then gently scrub with a soft toothbrush. You can use firmer bristles, but just be careful not to scratch your metal or stones. The very last step in my process before shipping any order off to a customer is to give the piece a thorough wipe over with these incredible anti-tarnish Town Talk polishing cloths. They're infused with anti-tarnish formula and can be used over and over again. Just don't wash the cloth or it won't work anymore. As for safety, I think it's really important to wear a mask when sanding and polishing because you don't want to breathe in any of the particles. Now this is a 3M mask and the filters should be replaced often. These are a bit annoying to wear at times, but you can clearly see that they've shielded my eyes from polishing compound flicking up into them. I definitely recommend grabbing some protective eyewear, even if it has to be cheap ones to start with. And that's my basic setup for metal refining. It does get messy with polishing dust flying around, so make sure to clean up after. You don't want pets, kids, or yourself tracking it through the house, so always try to do a quick vacuum after working. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more Lost Wax casting content. And if you're ready to start learning, come join us in our online wax course. You'll get access to video tutorials, a private group with other students, and direct support from me if you need help along the way. I'll leave the link below, and I'll see you there.